Welcome to episode 42 of Mastering Fortnite Save the World, a video series where I am playing Fortnite Save the World from a brand new account that I bought with the Metal Team Leader pack and going through everything, including Ventures Blasted Badlands, the first season of Ventures in Fortnite Save the World. And if you're into grinding, this is for you. If you're into grinding, this is for you, and if you're into grinding, then this is for you. Holy freaking moly. This video is gonna be longer than half an hour based on my estimate just on the clips of me completing missions and raking in a few goodies for what was needed in order to complete a power level 124 mission in Fortnite Save the World Ventures Blasted Badlands. Wow. In my last video I completed up to a power level 108 mission in Blasted Badlands, and the next mission is to complete one in power level 124. So, I mean, one might think there is not like a big difference between 108 and 124, and really there isn't. But if you are just reaching the point where you have unlocked and can complete 108 and you need to do the same with 124, you're gonna be needing to do them grind because you can't boost up your survivors in order to get stronger in Ventures. Every day I'm going in to do my research, I'm upgrading things, especially my pickaxe. I finally reached account level 115, allowing me to upgrade my pickaxe, also upgrading my building health, getting the smart selections done, the things I feel are smart to upgrade in. I want my hover turret, I want my adrenaline rush, the banner, there are some really cool things. One of the things I enjoy about having events such as the imposter events, the side challenges in Blasted Badlands, is that we have a lot of these. Eliminate things with an SMG, eliminate things with a sword, with whatever it may be, and I'm trying to do all those as well. We had a mythic Dennis Jr. in the event store, and as a hero I feel he is horrible. I loved getting the story, I loved earning him on my main account, but I bought him mainly to get the totally gnarly, the totally rocking out team perk, not because it's my kind of thing, but because I want it, and I may just put him into the collection book at some point. I'm upgrading my things even more, as I showed you guys in my previous video. Before reaching level 108, I was not able to evolve my heroes any further, so I'm just moving towards the point in the game now with just 2 zones left where I will be able to go max evolved, maxed level on everything in the game. And keep in mind guys, I just hit Plankerton. On my Save the World account, on this new account, I have only completed Plankerton, Storm Shield Defense 1, and I'm playing in Twine Peaks tier difficulty here, and not everything is equally easy. I have been trying to do things solo. I have been having a focus on solo playing as much as I could because I wanted to. One, I love the grind. You can't play Fortnite Save the World if you don't like the grind. So I love the yeah, close one. I love the grind. I love feeling that I earn my progression, that I have earned the right to be stronger, to play where I am in the game. You guys know the drill. If you are playing Fortnite Save the World, you probably enjoy the grind as well. Unless of course you're a scam world player, then it's a different kind of story and you're loving a different game in the same framework, but that is besides the point. This game is surely for you as well, but I love this. I really love this, but wow. I to be honest, wow. I mean, I have been spending more time in Ventures than I have been in Fortnite Save the World since December. That is how much I actually love it. So it is a grind, it is a crazy grind, trying to solo things, trying to prove my worth to myself, but things are getting tougher now. One thing is that my pickaxe, even after having upgraded it at account level 115, is still very weak, meaning that getting resources is being very time consuming, and for the majority of the missions I'm playing, my base recycling does not give me enough resources to have a good grind going. So that is one thing. The other thing is that as I unlock these higher tier areas in the Ventures map system, where I can only, look at this, I can evolve it. Oh yeah, we're going 4 stars now. That is how crazy it is. It says I cannot upgrade more before we reach Twine Peaks, but trust me, when I'm in the next zone area in Ventures, I will be able to go 5 stars. It is completely crazy. But upgrading things to 4 stars, maxing them out there, gives me more hero survivability. It gives me more everything that I need, meaning that once I was able to do this, things were getting a lot easier. But it really brings me back to what I was talking about before. I have been trying to solo play Ventures, and it is of course doable. You can still do it and make it to the max level if you do a few levels per day, casually completing easy missions with alerts on them. But once you start hitting this 108 and above area, you're going to see a map level that has very poor mission variety, that has a high amount of group missions. And I love group missions, I love getting more rewards for the same work, but it's really hard to solo things that are group mission quality because you need so many traps, such a huge base when you are playing it alone that it just doesn't really make any sense for me to try to do that. So whenever I've had good missions that I could casually solo, where the effort, the work, the materials would be the same as playing with others, I've just been doing that, chillaxing, enjoying that I could do it on my own. But as we move into having crazy missions, it's gonna be group play, because there is no way I'm gonna be spending hours per mission with a chance to fail it when I don't have like a better stash of traps, and like my inventory is nothing in Ventures. So there's that. But as you can see here, login rewards, getting my research, I'm power level 20 still, and I'm now upgrading Paleo Luna, giving her like, wow. This upgrade changed almost everything in Ventures. I was really almost like banging my head against the wall, having a hard time completing encampments, eliminating collects, because I didn't have the survivability, and I was starting to feel that I was lacking as well in regards to my DPS. But after getting this upgrade, I was finally able to just go crazy again in the eliminating collect missions, and yeah, I'm just completing them to like a bare minimum, because the alert rewards are the important ones. As you can see, 1400 Ventures experience points for completing the mission. I know 200 eliminations only, but the alert rewards for the same mission, minimum effort 8,350. So crazy getting these alert rewards, but getting my boosts up, being able to play with tier 4 heroes was a game changer. It really gave me more power. It brought, I had been a little bit down because I was starting to feel like, wow, can I do this? I wanted to, don't get me wrong, I could always log in on my main account and just boost myself, no problem. But I wanted to not do that. I also wanted to, one of the reasons why I wanted to play as much solo as possible was because I didn't want to boost. I wanted to like get the real gaming experience without just getting carried by some of you guys that have been offering your help. Thank you guys so much for that. It really means a lot to me that you want to help me out. But I didn't want to do this like as a carry. I didn't want to do this as a leecher. And as you have seen in my video series, I have no schematics almost, so I didn't feel like I could bring a lot to the table. So I kind of felt that I had to prove to myself I deserve to be here. I can play well enough to be in this area. I can do my part. And I can do my part. Even with very few schematics, I can do my part. Of course, there are things that I can't do. Not having good damaging traps means that I cannot make a crazy kill tunnel, but can I then make an AFK tunnel? No, because I also don't have like good traps for that, but I have my charming personality and I have a floor launcher. So, you know, let's go. I can build the bases, I can make the designs, I can place the floor launcher traps where they need to be, and I have some things that I've picked up. So moving forward in my series, you're going to be able to keep a little bit track of how I am performing in the different missions that I'm playing, because I mean, it's play with others time, and it is LokeHansen doesn't want to be a leacher, so yeah, I don't want to get carried. That is, it really means a lot to me. I do not want to be carried. I do not want to be a leecher. It is the main thing that like pulls and have pulled Save the World down for me has been toxic players, leechers, and griefers. So it means a lot to me that when I'm doing this on a new account, I also want to feel that it can be done without being a leecher and a griefer, and I know everybody's gonna be bringing different things to the table. I was lucky to get Paleo Luna, I was lucky to get my floor launcher. Others may have been lucky to get a ceiling electric field or a gas trap or whatever, and hopefully the dream being we can come together in a group and we can win. And some players are gonna have it all, like what I had when I played on my main account, just carrying everything even if they didn't intend to, because when you have everything and you have an abundance of it, you just put down things the way they need to be with the best perks and everything is amazing. But I hope to be playing less in that type of missions and more in a bit more evenly distributed game time wise missions, but we shall see. But what I was coming back to was that when I am playing with others, I am going to be including these victory screen statistic kind of things where it should be somewhat visible that I have been doing my part in the missions. Because we have combat score, we have building score, we have utility score. I know that these values often don't really reflect if you are a good or dedicated player or not. I have countless times been defending an objective, like even making a huge fort with an AFK build on my main account just to have leechers join into the game, take out all the encampments, take out the storm chest, build like crazy battle royale buildings on top of every mountain to loot every chest they could find, and they may have a build score that is as high as what I have with my small retrieve the data AFK base, and they're gonna have a kill score that is much higher because I only took out 4 husks while making the base, and the rest have been AFK design meant not to kill anything. So I know that the data that you can see on away we go on the victory screen doesn't reflect if you're a good or bad player, but it should be able to reflect have you been doing something. I am not going to aim at having the highest like kill score. I'm not going to be aiming at having the highest build score. It doesn't really mean anything for me to try to top these charts, but as you can see here, yes, I happen to have like a high combat score, but if I had just had like 700, like I just need to feel that I have my part, and I want to show you guys that you can on a brand new Fortnite Save the World account that is like, what did I have? Was it 16 days of logging in? You can play with others in the end game, and you can match up with what the average player is doing. You can also one-up it, but without doing much, you can match it. I'm enabling chat now for the first time in probably a year. Normally when I play, I don't have my chat enabled when I'm recording, because on my main account, where I'm lucky enough to have a few hundred friends, I get a lot of questions, which I enjoy when I'm not recording. I get a lot of invites, like a lot of stuff going on, some good, some bad, but normally I don't include chat when I'm recording because I have no control over what others are writing, and some may be writing personal stuff they don't want shared. So there is that, but now I enabled it because it was time to play more, or rather fully, with others, group missions, hardcore endgame missions, and it is really hard to play without voice chat, which I really try to avoid whenever possible, and without text chat as well, even though for the most part people are just going to be writing SC or trade. But if we disregard that, it is like you can actually communicate with players. Should we start? Are we building an AFK mission or not? that kind of stuff. Got a legendary hero as reward for this mission, and that is another one of the most fantastic things about reaching in-game content. You can start getting a legendary loot. I'm not talking about a legendary perk up, no, real heroes, survivors, schematics, legendary goodies that you can take with you into the base game. So that is important for me. If possible, I'm going to try daily to do anything that drops a mythic card, because it is just, yeah, it has to be done. But anyway, here we have an AFK mission, as you can see. Kind of hard to get a good combat score in this, which is the entire point. Of course, you're going to be running into players that, well, some want to go AFK, some want to just kill, and I mean, it's nice to have a chat where you can actually talk a little bit about how to move forward. Unfortunately, I have already had quite a few missions where people forget about the communication thing, and some people start building an AFK mission and other people slap up traps, and you know, they start destroying each other's structures. And yeah, I mean, communication is key always in life and games. Starting to really enjoy Atlas missions again. I don't know if they have changed the algorithms that determine how these atlases spawn since I played the game regularly in December, but I feel like we've been having some pretty great positions. Some of these atlas missions, however, are getting crazy builds, like crazy. There are a lot of players that have way too many traps and way too many materials, and it is really interesting to see. Playing in Ventures, I'm playing with a lot of people I have never met before. Some are low tier like I am, some are crazy high tier in-game players. So I'm seeing a lot of very different base designs, and I'm also seeing some people that just don't care. They're just putting up traps and things are gonna die. Like, we're gonna win this, nobody cares. We're just gonna put up 200 traps, nobody cares. I have all these materials, I cannot even put them into my stash. I don't care. When I play with players that have apparently infinite amount of traps, I just back down. Like, why would I spend a handful of traps in your arsenal of cray? Like, you clearly want to overtrap this. I don't know if this player has a trap elimination daily quest, if they prefer to not play it as an AFK mission but still just AFK it, or like whatever. But whenever I see players going cray with traps, and when I see players that vote for increasing difficulty, I don't want to be competing with that. If I vote yes on difficulty increase, then of course I'm going to try to do even more my part than what I did before. But I expect the players that want to push forward, that want things to be harder, to also want to put in more of an effort. And sometimes, yeah, I mean, sometimes the things are just interesting, and that is, I have really been missing Fortnite Save the World from the perspective where there isn't just one meta. I mean, when you have been playing in the end game for a very long time, which is what I have on my main account, and probably also why I stopped playing, is because you always go to the objective and make exactly the same design with exactly the same traps to get exactly the same outcome, because it works, it is consistent, it is the way to do it, is the meta for a reason. And playing Ventures, I have been seeing much less meta than I have been, floor launchers with traps above them, even a zapper. You don't see that in Twine Peaks. I didn't see that in Twine Peaks last I was there anyway, because yeah, you can stagger things with a floor launcher, but it can be used in so many different ways to also move the husks more away from the objective. You can, where you're placing the Sealic electric field, now it can be several stories higher in the air. So once you reach the end game, end game, and you meet other farmers and grinders, everything is the meta. And right now when I'm playing in power level 108 and 94 missions, it really isn't. But I really started to see that I need to spend some of my V-Bucks, because apparently we have some really cool dance moves going on from the Battle Royale store We have some really cool skins. I have never really been big on that. I have my Sparkle Specialist that I absolutely love from, was it season 1 or 2 in Battle Royale, back when I played that, and I'm just happy to have it because I got it back when the game was fresh and I felt it was interesting. But I'm starting to think that perhaps I should go in there and start getting some dance moves, but I'm not sure if I want to do it on this account, since I do have my main account with a gazillion V-Bucks on it, because on this account I earn X-ray tickets, and on the other account I still earn V-Bucks. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna be buying it there. I could probably gift it to myself, but I was also thinking about spending some of my V-Bucks to gift some of you guys that have been actively supporting my channel, like commenting, viewing my videos, enjoying the content, that stuff. Anyway, as we are moving into more of endgame type content, it becomes increasingly important to keep an eye on the storm modifiers. Is it metal corrosion? Okay. Do you have fire opponents? Well, then you gotta build with stone. I know that metal corrosion isn't the hardest thing in the world, because only like these basic husks actually apply the metal corrosion, but I hate metal corrosion. I don't like when my structures die over time. So for me, that is a biggie. I know a lot of people are like, okay, how do you do what? Well, metal corrosion for me means stone, unless you have a water storm and you're facing water element opponents, then yeah, you build with metal because it is stronger. You don't want the double damage, but as you move into like power level 100 and above content, you can choose to ignore storm modifiers, especially things such as elemental modifiers, but it's not a good idea. And if you're playing with others, it is a horrible idea. And if you don't know that, if you have nature husks, you build with stone. If you have fire husks, you build with metal. And if you have water husks, you build with metal. If you don't know that, then wait until somebody else places the structures and focus on upgrading them instead of actually placing them, because it feels bad to have a complete base build with the wrong materials, with traps on them, and you just know that I can leave the mission, or I can stay and lose, or I could destroy your structures or build around your base, but there really isn't any good solution to it. And yeah, so if you don't know what modifiers to use, ask people, or wait till somebody else actually starts placing things. Then you can always point at them and be like, yeah, but this dude or that chick started placing these wood in this firestorm, so I thought it was a challenge we were doing. I thought it was a dare, something. Yeah, but seriously, it makes a difference in the end game. So don't just slap down anything you want. It may matter for the mission, and it may matter a lot for the people you are playing with that don't want to be wasting their precious game time. Storm mission modifiers is one thing. Wow, evacuate the shelter missions is another. Look at that. Look at how it's going down. Holy freaking moly. We had several missions in a row with shelters where it was being attacked when we logged in. That is tricky, especially if you're in a group mission, if you're in the end game, logging into a shelter that is being demolished. It makes it more challenging. Really, really hectical stuff. But we managed to save this one, which was nice, but I've had several where we just logged in and you could just see the shield is gone and the health of the shelter is going down as well. What you can do in Ventures is actually to stay. You get pretty decent losing rewards when we're talking Ventures experience points, but not really worth it in my opinion. But you can actually just farm losing games if you want, and I have been talking with a few people that just did that. Just sat down and repeat lost things such as shelter missions, or went to the van, just started it and lost and get like 3,000 or 5,000 experience points. So it is something you can do, but with all the problems that we have about failing to lock profile, I don't want to start more missions than I need to. Some things about playing with others are good, others not so much. I thought this was like so last year, but apparently we have a lot of really angry constructors that feel their way is the only way. you can have a higher build score than them, but you have placed the wrong traps. You can have like placed traps, but they feel it were the wrong traps. We have some degree of bad mouthing going on still in the game. Surprisingly enough, I really hate to say it, but it's mainly constructors. For the missions I have been playing, constructors appear to be grumpy old men is what I'm thinking. And yes, I also enjoy playing a constructor. There are missions where it is the most efficient, but oh man, it's a bit tough to play with people that bad mouth, so to say, and just kill the buzz. I mean, we're all playing to have a good time. Yes, playing to progress. Yes, playing to get the rewards. Absolutely. But if I wasn't having a good time, then I wouldn't play at all. And we are starting to be a bit of an endangered species, those of us that enjoy Fortnite Save the World. So please keep it in mind, guys, if you're playing, especially if you're a constructor main grumpy old man, put the smiley face on, write down that GG, and don't tell people bad things, because it's not gonna change anything. You're just gonna kill the buzz. I don't believe it changes anything whatsoever. But anyway, that's just the talking of a grumpy old man. Yeah, Kyle, let's go. Triceratops Ramirez. Up she goes. I have not really been having her, as you can see, leveled that much up, mainly because I have been very down on a lot of things in the game, and hero experience points is something I'm only just starting to farm now. It was one of the things I hoped to be able to farm when playing in Ventures, and oh boy, have I. In this mission that I'm showcasing here, we had a lot of time, a category 3 Atlas mission, and I waited 10 minutes after asking whether or not we should start, getting no reply. Then I started tearing down a building and got no reply. Then I made a complete AFK idle build around this building with this spawn, even though we already had a base with AFK builds and stuff going on, just because I didn't want to start a mission if people were doing something important. Like, we do have quite a few side missions in the game, we do have quite a few challenges, and if people were like actively doing some of that stuff, I didn't want to start it, but in the end I did. And I mean, with a double layered AFK base, it's okay. I felt pretty safe and comfy, but when I'm playing normally on my main account, like I said before, I don't have the chat enabled, so perhaps nobody could see this. I don't have voice chat, so perhaps these guys were screaming, "Started already! Don't you have the blue glow? What are you waiting for?" But anyway, after a bit of a waiting time and a double layered base, I managed to start it. We won the game pretty easily and casually, because guess where all the husks are? They are down here in the basement, where they belong, because of my floor launchers, which is amazing, because yeah, floor launchers, in my opinion, probably the best trap in the entire game. Absolutely love it. Wall launchers are great. Floor launchers, in my opinion, amazing. I love them so much more because you can push things upwards and then select a direction after that. But wow, so much stuff going on in Fortnite Save the World, so much stuff going on in Ventures, so many mission completions. It is crazy. I have, like, when I look into my inventory now, we're talking millions of survivor experience points. And I got my gnome banner. Why would I? Yeah, some people enjoyed. I have my coffee mug. I really wish that I could take my OG Survive the Storm banner and bring it to this account. It is strange for me to play without having that banner, because I notice it all the time that I have the wrong banner, but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully they will provide us with another banner that I feel is worth getting. It is a bit strange right now that we have this Ventures, but you don't have any banners for completing it. You don't have any like loading screens. We don't really have anything besides, I mean, we have the superchargers, don't get me wrong, it's a new chapter in the game to be able to get these, but we don't have any cosmetics. And they just released Penny for Battle Royale, our Penny. I don't mind paying for another skin, but why did they have to make her look like that? I mean, why couldn't they just like keep her looking great? I don't get it. But anyway, wow. So we're moving towards the end now. Believe me, it's true. It has been 30 minutes or something of delivering bombs and retrieve the datas and rewards upon rewards upon rewards of solo gaming and group gaming, getting perk up, which is amazing because once I complete Plankerton Storm Shield Defense 2, I will be able to get, then I will unlock the perk Recon Populator, and then I can take my trap and make it amazing. Right now it is a good trap, but the perks are, I believe they're like all durability or something, so yeah, once again, this is one of those, I'm just gonna lay down flat and accept that you have control. I really didn't do much in this mission, and it is an important mission for me to say that in, because this is the mission where I actually complete my main objective. And like, look at the traps. There are thousands of traps, thousands of I don't know. Okay, perhaps there aren't thousands, but clearly someone had a plan. I was building a pyramid, and then boom, we had 2 stories high kill tunnels with, so I was like, okay, I know this is gonna be a challenging mission, and it really wasn't until we got the epic mini boss that just demolished things. But I completed the Very Badlands in this mission, where I didn't slack, but it was really hard to damage anything with this many traps going on. But I played, I tried to do my part, I really did, but as you can see, 690 combat score, but I did have the like 2,300 building score, but the other dude there has 10,000 and 13,000 in combat, so guess who we owe this mission to. It was a bit of a shame because I didn't want to carry, and this is why I've been holding away from playing with others, completing the Very Badlands, and this is the first time I was in a mission where I could say, okay, this mission belonged to somebody else. Could I have completed it without that player? Of course I could, but it just so happens that somebody else secured this victory for me, and it feels bad. It feels bad. I know I could have done it anyway, but now I will know for the rest of eternity that somebody carried me in this mission, and it annoys me. I don't want to be carried. I want to earn my mojo. But anyway, guys, that was completing the Very Badlands, and in doing so, moving forward, just having crazy paints, power level 140 left that I need to complete in the game. It is, wow, this has been, I really thought that things would be slowing down or speeding up, that things would be faster now that I like had even more rewards from alerts, everything was scaling up. But a 30-minute plus video of me grinding tells me that I have been grinding quite a bit, and that the journey from power level 108 to 124 was a lot longer than I expected when I played and recorded 2 level 108 missions in the game. But now I am there, one step from having completed the last missions in the Impostor, the Ventures Impostor quest line, which is a bit of a, you know, just go there, do that kind of thing. So the missions aren't that interesting, but once I have completed that, I will have secured that supercharger as well, meaning that I have like 2 things left to do in Ventures: complete the last mission and reach seasonal level 50. Of course, we can continue indefinitely, but I don't want, like, of course I want evolution materials and stuff like that, but I want to progress in the base game. So once I have gotten all the superchargers, I'm gonna move back and start grinding out Stonewood, not Stonewood, I'm done with that, but Plankerton, Canny, Twang, move forward in the game. Part of me really wanted to do the Ventures Blasted Badlands on like at least a few more accounts, but I'm not really sure that I'm into, I mean, this is the 2nd time already. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be taking a bit of a venture break moving forward, but we shall see what we shall see when we shall see it. But anyway, guys, that was what I had to share in this video. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you very much for watching. Absolutely love you guys.